All right, guys. I got to go check and make sure we have the right thumbnail uploaded because Susan, it showed me that it was the wrong one when we started, but sometimes, yeah, and it is the wrong one. Haha. Thanks, Susan. Hold on. Let me change this real quick, guys. Just unbelievable. All righty. Let's get a Free for All Friday one up there. Come on. All right, now we got it. Now that's a quality thumbnail. Okay, Storm Stars here in Drunken Cannon. Shelby, John, Wolverine, Timu, Drusilla, Krusty, Nicholas, Mistra, G. Caden, Spazdev. It's Schwartzy, Robert, EO Speedwagon. I like that. Till the end of the time, Gary goes ham. BTG with skills as high as competence as low place Horizon Zero Dawn. BTG. I like the cheats. I wish life came with cheats like that, so I could just take people out in one swipe. Yeah, God mode. That was fun. I really did. I liked it. Let me fix this camera a little bit. I just I was noticing a couple issues here or there with the computer, so I had to get some up the RAM in it a little bit. And I mean, I just did it minutes ago. So this is the first thing we're doing with the extended RAM and it extended RAM. And already noticing a difference. Oh, and it says on my dashboard right now, it says we have a total of one concurrent viewer. That's a lot of comments for just one viewer. Whoever it is really, really busy going from account to account. Krusty says we really should make a Susanism joke at some point. Yeah. I don't know how much of a joke it would be, but we could make a comment. Excuse me. No Discord notification. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on there. I mean, yeah. Think of what you're saying. Train of thought completely derailed. Alpha Centauri got a hold of me the other day and said that there's all of a sudden an issue over there and they were going to look into it. Figures, I still say that's got to be Susan somehow. Susan bridged the gap and made it over to the Goosh. Found a way to keep us from getting notifications there as well. She doesn't want to limit herself to keeping notifications away from us just here at YouTube. It's me. I've cloned myself. Stormstar says that's quality though. That's that's a lot to keep track of all at once. I approve. BTG says sorry, I'm about half of your viewers. That's why so many people don't get notifications every now and again. They're all just me. Please don't give Susan any excuses, BTG. That'll become the YouTube's official stance on why on why notifications don't go out. Rather than their official stance now, which is just deny, deny, deny. No one says next week 2 practical exams. Yikes! Week after 2 practicals, 2 exams, 2 projects. Week after that, five final exams. End me now. Holy shit, dude! Wow. Yeah, I don't envy on that one. And SpazDev did get a notification for this stream. Just because we like to reassure everyone that there is absolutely no rhyme or reason to them whatsoever. David says, howdy doody. How's it hanging, McFly? Oh, I just want to let you guys know, too, just in case, if the old phone rings here, you hear the Hunter x Hunter theme. For any of you who haven't heard my ringtone, I like sharing it because I like listening to it. I let my phone ring too many times just because I like listening to it. This is my, I want to rewatch that series so bad. Oh, it's just the best. But if you hear that sound, I do have to check it because the reason I haven't given you guys an update yet on our progress with getting Nate's van in is it actually got here last Friday up from Virginia. I told you guys that it had to be shipped from Virginia. They were going to get it all ready, so we could come down and put everything in place. And of course, I live in New York State, and it didn't meet New York State emission standards. It came from Virginia, where they don't have the amount of red tape and ridiculousness that we have here. So they were unable to get it where they wanted it at CarMax, so they had to send it out. So now, supposedly, they just got it back, and last I heard, they're doing the final fine-tuning of everything, and then they'll get a hold of us to come down there and get everything done. So I was hoping it was going to be today, so I just wanted to keep you guys posted. If I get a call or text from them, I may have to go. Let's see. No one says, are we setting a record for how long the shift stays on this particular week right now? I'm not sure what you mean, pal. The shift? What do you mean by the shift? I'm not sure what you mean. Carson Wentz, no, is out? Like, out for the season, Schwartzy? I hadn't heard anything about that. What's going on there? Oh, let me check. Let me just read up on that real quick. Carson Wentz out indefinitely with foot injury. No shit. It's out indefinitely and goes further testing of foot injury suffered at the end of Thursday's practice. So far they don't really. Wow. So they don't know for sure what the deal is. Oh, that's big. Ha! What a shot to the Colts. Stormstar says makes dissatisfied noise while rolling eyes. Hope they hurry up because there's always something. There is always something. You're right, pal. But that's the only reason I haven't updated you guys. I haven't made the video on getting the van yet because we haven't gotten the van yet. But supposedly the guy I was speaking to last night, and they don't use a call center. I mean, the call goes right to the CarMax in Albany where I'm getting the call. But the man had a heavy accent, and he was really difficult to understand. But what I gleaned from it was, because I had to ask him specifically, I said, is it back from wherever you guys had to send it out? And he was saying, yes, it's there. It's on, I think that's what he was trying to say. It's on the property, and now they just got it back, so they have to do all their particulars, make sure everything's just so. So I'm hoping to hear from them like soon. Yeah, I saw that, Schwartzy. That's big. Geez, already? I mean, training camp's just open. Carson Wentz has had kind of a cursed career. Nicholas says, Curtis, have you ever seen A Clockwork Orange? Sure, that's a classic. If you have, what are your thoughts about it? Oh, it's crazy. I haven't watched that in years. It was so creepy. I mean, it was, that was Stanley Kubrick, wasn't it? That it was one of the early, not horror movies, but creepy movies. I mean, it had a feel unlike any other prior to it. It was just so over the top, bizarre, and like I said, just freaky. Yeah, I haven't watched that in years. I'd watch that again. BTG says, so apparently there's a big difference between a horticulturalist and a horticultist. Whoops. Anyways, and just take us with you when you pick up the wagon. Actually, I wouldn't be able to anyway. I was going to say, I bought a while back, they had them on sale, so I bought a phone holder for my car. So I was thinking, when I go places, maybe we could stream. And I haven't installed it yet, so it makes it hard. But we won't have the car with us when we go. Obviously, we'll have our van because we got to trade it. Code says, perfect timing. A free-for-all Friday while eating some spicy seafood ramen. Oh, as soon as you said spicy, I had to bail. Oh, I'm such a puss when it comes to spices. Can I get my early free-for-all sticky stuff for some extra flavor? Well, it isn't really done percolating yet. You typically want to wait till the end of the stream. It might be a little bit raw, but there's a little something for it. But I can't guarantee on quality, and I can't guarantee it won't kill you or anything. Just putting that out there. Solara says, hey Curtis, Susan followed you up on your sexiness, or has she not called back? Yeah, YouTube. And then after I had that conversation with YouTube on Twitter, and we went back and forth, and then they said, well, let us look into it. And I said, I didn't know there were any other steps to be taken. You guys, I already appealed it, and you guys said no, but they indicated there were. They just stopped conversing with me. I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. I'm not going to chase after you. I don't, fuck you. But then I get a questionnaire from Twitter, or I'm sorry, from YouTube, asking how satisfied I was with the support interaction on Twitter. Yeah, they probably didn't really want that, the answer they got. Hey, boss, 2002. Nicholas says, that was me. That is Alex and my three droogs. That is Pete, Georgie, and Dim. We sat in the Kurova Milk Bar planning on what to viddy for the evening. Yeah, what did they call him, Nicholas, and them? His three droogie warriors or something? I think it was, because that phrasing stuck with me. It's something the droog thing is still something I use to this day. Yeah, Ranger Scorpios. In conclusion, YouTube, get fucked. Yeah. And I told them flat out, I said, why would you expect to get anything of a positive response? They just stopped communicating with me. They basically told me there's another process to be taken. I asked what exactly it was and then never heard from them again. Chrome says, so I sat through a stream of someone watching the new He-Man. As bad as people say, She-Man and the Masters of the Bait and Switch. Teela's the main character, her biggest fear being too great. Oh, boy. Yes, that sounds like just a fun riot there. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, it is classic of YouTube, Big Green. It's, again, their tech support is there because they feel like they have to they do have to have a tech support. Do they really give a shit? No. Unless you have a large enough profile to make an issue for them, they don't care. I don't know why they even pretend to. Nicholas says, Groogs is Nadsat for gang members. The language of Nadsat was used as slang in that movie. Oh, is that where it comes from? I just remember him saying that it was Droogan Warriors, I think he referred to them as. Ah, okay. That's why I couldn't get it. Nolan says, Curtis, I meant to say how long the shirt stays on, not shift. Gotcha. Guess my brain's already fried from the tests I haven't had. Yeah. Now I get you. Yeah, I think we all missed the old YouTube Special Olympics. But the thing is, they, as I've always said, Google bought YouTube. Nobody will ever make me believe different. With the purpose, the intention of turning it into something entirely different. They didn't buy it because they wanted a platform that was their own, quote, broadcast yourself. They wanted a platform with an already built-in huge audience that they thought they could force feed whatever they wanted to force feed, and they would just sit there and accept it, and that didn't happen. BTG says, modern media has taught me that as a woman, Susan can do no wrong, and any appearance that would indicate as such is to make you feel better about your imperfect masculinity. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it in a nutshell, BTG. Yeah, that's the, certainly by the rules of social media, yes, that is the path. No question about it. Game Robbie says, hi, Spaz. I decided to come while eating, so hello. Good to have you. Yeah, it is accurate. Big Green is sad, but accurate. It's just like what we were talking about yesterday or the day before, and how we've got a society now that is just, well, no, a sector of society that just wants to feel victimized all the time. And there is victimization that goes on in society, and some of it needs to be corrected. But we have a significant number of people who just, as I said, the normal day-to-day trials and tribulations of living life are just too much for them to handle, apparently. Thomas says, sorry, I missed a few streams, but did you ever find out what that bang was last week? As far as we can tell, Thomas, that was actually, believe it or not, that was a thunderclap. That lightning was so close that it didn't make a typical thunder sound. It's because I thought for sure it was a transformer that popped, because I've heard them go before. Fuck off, train. But there were none in the area. There were no issues like that in the area, and everybody else, around heard it as well. And that's been the general consensus. It was just that extreme a clap of thunder. Mistress says, wondering if you or Brax has watched The Expanse. I haven't. I don't think I've heard of that one. Best sci-fi show right now. Really good stuff. Probably some of his friends have it on Prime Video. I could ask him. He's at work right now. I could ask him, Mister. I haven't heard of that. So no, I haven't seen that one. See, the thing is with something like that, my wife isn't into sci-fi. So if we sit down to watch TV together, we have to try and find areas where our interests collide, and sometimes that's difficult. BTG says, well, isn't a transformer popping basically just lightning and thunder anyway, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, that shakes you, man, to your core if you're anywhere, because I've had it happen once where it wasn't far away from me when one of those goddamn things goes. Stormstar says, literally, just after you did this stream on Toxic Twitter, I watched a video of a popular UK comedy spitting image where puppet caricature celebrities joke singing about how toxic Twitter is. It's gotten over the top. I mean, a lot of the people there, without even realizing it, are just like caricatures of themselves. They're so over the top with their political and their inability to discuss anything without bringing a political reference into it. And then when they bring in their political point of view, it's just bullshit. Because they're all extremists anymore. And we all know how extremists operate. They're not worried about facts. They're not worried about truth. They're worried about hopefully making the other side look bad. I mean, Twitter is an absolute shithole. Going Nowhere says, how do you feel about people who don't want to get vaccinated? Do you respect their decision, or do you think they're being foolish? It's a touchy area. I wish more people wanted to get vaccinated. I think we would be in a much better situation had we gotten a big cooperation on the vaccination. But I'm not for government mandating that you have to have anything injected into your body, just in general. Now, I know we already mandate you have to have vaccines to go to school and stuff like that. I have no issue with that. What I'm talking about is just in general saying, no, you have to have this vaccine. If the Delta variant were to get out of control and start spiraling into other variants, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. BTG says it says a lot about the faith SJWs have in their cause, that they feel the need to alter properties with established fan bases rather than risk a new property falling on its face because it's not good. Yeah. Agreed. Chrome says, also it currently ends with Skeletor winning, becoming Skelegod, master of the universe, after killing He-Man a second time after coming from heaven, meaning he can never go back to heaven. What the hell? What kind of convoluted storytelling is that? Talk about putting the heel over big time, hardcore. Jeez. Excuse me. Wolverine says, gotta go. I have a 16-hour shift starting in a while. My melatonin is starting to take effect. All right, thanks for being in while you could, Wolverine. Wow, 16 hours? Yikes. BTG says they should mandate bleach injections. Clear out all the bad stuff. Yeah, all in one fell swoop. Fuck off, train. You've been told. Irene says, hey, Curtis, it's my birthday today. Hey, happy birthday, pal. It's going to be a pretty quiet day for me, so I think this FFA Friday is a good way to have some fun. Well, I'm glad you could be in, and happy birthday. Willie says, been a bad week for thinking about that girl. It's been 3 weeks, and I still can't get her out of my head. I don't know what's wrong with me. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, Willie. You know, I think most of us have been in relationships or involved with someone that when it's over, it takes significantly more time than just a few weeks to get over it. There's nothing wrong with it, pal. You're just it's a slow process sometimes getting back to a feeling of normalcy after something like that. Shelby Wright says, one more strike and the train is getting hit by a steel chair. That'd be a cool way for me to finally go out, though, wouldn't it? Standing on the railroad tracks, taking a swing at a train with the chair as it runs me over. Oh, it's so got to have that on video. Spazdev says, I'm about to finish The Sopranos soon. I still haven't seen that. Some of the best TV I have seen. Pretty much everybody I talk to says that's seen it. Phenomenal acting, directing, writing, story, characters, etc. And the thing is, too, I like gangster stuff. I am a huge fan of the Godfather trilogy. I like stuff like that. There's a lot of my favorite movies are gangster movies. Curtis pulls a Buster Keaton on the train. Yeah, Chrome. Olympic says, my doctor sounds so much like Michael Jackson, so when he has to look at my balls, I do my best not to laugh, because that's something MJ would say. Can I see your balls? I have finished Invincible, Licks. I have. You want me to recreate that fight scene with Brax? As a matter of fact, you guys saying that just reminded me. I have episode 3 of Invincible ready to go up on YouTube. I mean, we're finished at the Goosh, but episode 3, with it edited up, ready to go up on YouTube. I meant to post it before the stream, and to be honest with you, I just forgot until you just said something about Invincible. So right afterwards, I'll do it. Spazdev says, yeah, I'm a huge gangster fan. Goodfellas was great. Scarface. I like Scarface. It's not up there with the others for me. Scarface was really good. Godfather 1, 2 are all in my top 10 favorite movies. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Even that, oh, shit. What was the one with Bill Murray years ago? He's playing a role you wouldn't have expected him to play. Anyway, that was good. And the one with, A Brooklyn Tale. And that's not the Murray one. That's another one. A Brooklyn Tale was really, really good, too. Real good. I love the scene in there where the biker gang comes in and starts fucking up the mob's bar, and the mob boss goes and locks the door. That's a great moment. Oh, no. Chrome says, oh, by the way, Chris Chan got trending on Twitter earlier. Do you want to know the horrific reason why? Oh, yeah. Now you got my curious up. I need to know. Yeah, I got to know. Barry says, am I late? Did I miss the sticky stuff? Nope. Just got done with my first in-person job interview, and I think went well enough that they want me back next Friday for training. Ah, good for you, Barry's. Congrats. Congrats. That's very cool. No, Shoop to Hoop. Have you seen The Road? That one I'm not familiar with either. One of the darkest movies I've seen in my opinion. Yeah, see, I like stuff like that. My wife doesn't, but I like movies like that. Chrome's going to get the link. Click says you don't want to know. I probably don't, but now the curiosity will get to me until I find out. Oh, and Lex says it's very definitively the worst thing he's done. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, Big Green, I love that. I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you. I make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. He's one of the best of all time. Good old Pesci. Remember when De Niro and Pesci were on SNL, did a guest bit and kicked the shit out of the guys that were playing them on the show? Good times. Back when the show used to be funny. Well, thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Spazdev says, have you seen Once Upon a Time in America? Yes, a long time ago. It's a 4-hour gangster movie starring Robert De Niro and directed by Sergio Leone, who directed The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Wasn't huge on it. I did see it, Spazdev, but like you, because as you said, I'm trying to remember the bits and pieces of it because it wasn't one that really stayed with me, but I did see it. Okay, here, Chrome. Hold on, I got to click Chrome's link on it. Chrome's link. Chrome's link. I want to see what Chris Chan was up to, even if it's probably not the best bet. Hold on, I'll get to that super chat as soon as. Hold on. Let me grab super chat first, because I don't want to come back and forget. Oh, it's Samuel. Hey, Samuel. I've been watching an anime called K on Hulu on my PS4. I've been watching 5 episodes every night. In my opinion, it's good, funny, and a bit weird. Really? I haven't heard of that one either. K on Hulu. Huh. I'll have to ask Spice Kid about that one too. He gets to see more anime than do I. All right, let me see what Chris Chan did now. Grab your barf bag. You're good. And we talk a good while as well before she heads back upstairs. Rotation check stimulator her brain, brings back some of her youth, and the results do show most splendidly. She even remembered a fun... Oh, wait, I'm on the second one. Okay. I found out with her... What the hell's going on? Just going ahead and sharing this with you, fresh experience. So yes, I'm not going to read it out loud. If you guys want to see what I'm reading, just click Chrome's link. Another romp in the hay and an extensive cuddle. What? What the fuck? What the hell is he sending this to? 8 guys can... What the hell is he going on for? Or going on... Jesus Christ, this guy's a fucking weirdo. Uh... 2 years old. Why is this kid being this scumbag being allowed to walk around? Jesus. There's probably, so again, I'm reading Chrome's link if you guys want to see it. Yeah, that guy's got to go. I'm back. I can see your chat again, guys. What the fuck? And you have no idea with somebody as deranged as this, how much of it is truth, how much of it is happening just in his demented mind. But this is somebody that shouldn't be just out and about doing his own thing. I mean, he should be being watched at all times. Jesus Christ. Zombie Warrior says, as the old saying goes, incest is best. Put the Bible to the test. It's terrible. Nicholas, there is me, that is Google, my 3 droogs, that is Susan, YouTube, and the copyright system. We sat in the Google milk bar planning on how to mess up YouTube for the evening. BTG says, must be bad. Return to you looking like you had to go vegan. Oh. Had to go vegan is just a death sentence, BTG. That's it. It's just over for me. And it wouldn't even be like, I wouldn't even be taken unwillingly, because if I can't eat my meats, if I can't eat my meat, then there's no sense. No, not going to play this game then. Samuel says it's about a high schooler who committed a crime that he said he did not commit, and everyone is trying to kill him. Wow, that he's talking about K, the anime he's watched. No, I haven't even heard of that one, Samuel. Got to be a fairly new release. Again, Brax gets to watch more than I do, and he watches a lot of the streaming stuff, as we all do. I'll have to see if he's heard of it. I've seen Berserk, Alex. It's great. It's disturbing, but awesome. It's right up there on my list. I like it a lot. Legendary Pyro says, go play Team Fortress 2. Okay, sure. No, we're not doing anything here. Legendary Pyro came in and just randomly said I need to go play Team Fortress 2, so I guess Free for All Friday is off because why else would he come in and demand that I go play a video game while we're trying to trying to have a live stream and a conversation? Well, thank you, Legendary Pyro. I appreciate you setting me straight. This man is certainly a thing, I'll tell you that much. I love the Harold and Kumar movies, Joe Mama. I don't know why you guys always assume I haven't seen something cool like that. I like the first one the best. Guantanamo Bay was okay, but the first one, Go to White Castle, that was my favorite. It was released in 2010. Wow. Yeah, and I haven't even heard of it. BTG says TF2 boy, let's go. Yes, I know Fruits Basket, Alex. Yes, absolutely. Cold Cut says, shucks, well, Pyro says that you should probably do it. Oh, Spazdev. Spazdev says, might start watching Castlevania anime soon because I'm a huge fan of the games. I didn't even like the games. And Castlevania is so freaking good. That's such a good anime. And I watched it because it got sponsored over at the Goosh. Oh, yeah. Excellent. It's outside of, being the lunatic that I am for Hellsing. I've watched a lot of vampire movies, TV shows, things like that. It's the best of all of them. It's really good. Yeah, I couldn't recommend it more. I like it a lot. The Outsiders was cool, Wolf. I haven't seen that one in years either. That was pretty cool. I like that one, yeah. No, I just... Oh, the context? Let me see. The Croman... The only reason I figured out who it was is because in the link you gave me, the next post down, the person linked to... it looked like a Reddit post explaining it all. Yeah, that's how I know how fucking twisted he is. Yeah, that's an absolute... Ugh. How would I rate Castlevania out of 10? 8.5 to 9. It's really, really good. Very good. Joe Mama says you should react to Confinement SCP themed animated series on YouTube by Lord Bung. It's a really good show. Yeah, I have no idea where we're going, to be honest with you, with the reactions on YouTube with all the issues. Mackenzie says, hey Curtis and Brain, I want my Money Man Stewie. This is so evil. Oh my god, let's go to the bank. That's still, that will always be the whole Where's My Money episode of Family Guy will always be one of my favorite things in TV history. Always. Danganronpa, the game, Alex, I didn't get into that much. I played it, and it's one of the few games I stopped on purpose, and it was just because it was too dialogue heavy. And after the first murder, it was immediately in that moment, it was obvious who did it because it was written upside down and backwards on the wall behind the victim. And it's like, oh, okay, that I figured, well, they made that one extra easy as kind of a warm-up. And then you play the game for the next couple hours while you're supposed to be diligently trying to figure out who did it. And it's like, I fucking know who did it. Their name was there. So I lost interest in that one. I haven't seen the anime, but the game lost me. Timothy says, forget TF2, you should play Super Mario. Thanks to the one dude, we all know you love that series so much. Remember that, Timothy? For those who don't know what Timothy's talking about. I was doing a remote live stream. It was at there's a shrine not far from here that's just beautiful. The landscape around it is gorgeous. So I thought it'd just be something fun to take everybody out and show them. As we're walking around, this guy came in and he couldn't wait for me to start playing Super Mario. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck makes you think I'm even gonna play Super Mario? Well, you love it. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure I don't. I don't know who you've got me confused. And he was bound and determined that I love that game and we should stop everything we were doing and I should run right home and start playing because I love it so much. It was just another one of those weird YouTube moments. Mr. Higginbottom says, if I was a vampire, I'd drink the blood of bad NHL players. I'll probably get diabetes or bubonic plague from Brad the Rat Marchand. Oh, Indy, that's me, says AOC is so dumb, I wonder if she has to breastfeed herself. Yeah, right, Lex. Yeah, because you're such a massive Mario fan. And I'm determined that I was. And at first, before I started just making fun of him for being a weirdo, I was like, dude, what gave you the impression? I mean, I'm not a Mario fan really at all. The only Mario game that I play repeatedly that has repeat value to me is Kart. But other than that, I've played the others. They're all right. And then I move on. But according to him, I am very confused because it's my favorite game of all time. Chrome says, big fan of the Castlevania games, but I've got a number of issues with the animated series, honestly. It takes a number of liberties with the series, like the neckbeardy church thing in season 1. See, I wouldn't know because I never got into the games, Chrome. They were okay. But I played Castlevania when it first came out on a home system. And I played it, and I was like, it's okay, but then I never picked it back up again. So I wouldn't have, any point of reference to compare it to the game series. Have you ever seen real greasers back in the day? When I was a kid, you still had some. Greasers were mainly a 50s into the 60s thing. And I was born in 61. So, there were still some holdouts, but that really wasn't as big a thing. But yeah, every so often you'd still see one of the clowns out and about. Always had to have the comb in his pocket, and it was legit. It's not something they made up for TV with all the grease in his hair and making sure it was all combed back. And yeah. There was a few around. Chrome says, no, Curtis should play Super Mario one day. Be the second wrestler to play Mario after Lou Albano. Hey, maybe that's the connection he made. Maybe. I always remember something. It's funny you bring up Lou Albano for those of you who remember him. Captain Lou, the great manager, and he wrestled as well. I worked some shows with him. He'd be at shows, so I knew him. And one day there's a local mall. Well, it's fairly close to us in Albany. It's called Crossgates Mall. And so one day, and Lou was just as batshit as he portrayed on TV most of the time. You could get him to calm down sometimes, but most of the time he was way out there. And so my wife was in one of the stores. I don't even remember what. It was on the upper level. And so I was like, well, I'm not going in. I'll just wait for you out here. So I'm out, in front of the store, just kind of leaning against the glass in the front. And all of a sudden, here comes Lou Albano. And he's doing his crazy walk down the hallway, coming right towards me. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And he had that nutty walk. His feet would go out side to side. It was almost like a waddle. So he's going by me. And I reached out and I smacked him. I said, oh, what are you doing? He goes, oh, brother, where the fuck is Dick's? He goes, and I said, Lou, you're looking for Dick's? Come on, quit fucking around. Where is it? He goes, I said, straight down the hall. I said, keep going the way you're going. Okay, I got to be there. And I went down a little while later, and him and the Samoans were doing a signing there. But that was the last time I ever got to talk to him. It wasn't too long after that he passed. He was cool. He was funny. But those crazy-ass eyes. Hey, brother, where the fuck is Dick's? and like I say, of course, I'm used to talking to him in a wrestling locker room. So what are you looking for Dick's for? What do you got going on? He's like, no, come on, stop it. He's going. Yeah, he was a good guy, Chrome. I liked Lou. He was a good dude. He was out there. It was just so sad because again, that's the last words I ever spoke to him. Rick says, hey, you met the Super Mario. Yeah. Dick fetish. He was a good guy. Those Samoans. Those two guys. The original Samoans, Afa and Sika. What fucking monsters. Insanely strong. Lute says, as someone who never played Castlevania, I love the show a lot. The same studio is now making a Witcher animated series. I've been a big fan of The Witcher, so we'll see how I feel about it. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I did too, Lute. I loved Castlevania. And again, it was something that I would have never even thought to try because I didn't get into the game, except that it got sponsored. And man, that was good. What a great story. I mean, I love the fact that in the story, Dracula's not a cut and dried, by any means, cut and dried bad guy in that. The church folks bear, I think, more of an onus of bad guy than does he. Excuse me. Alex says, what's your thoughts on Friday the 13th? The original, pretty fun, pretty cool. Maybe even two. But most of those franchises, for me, the slasher ones, they lost me after you get a couple episodes or a couple releases in. Fuck off, Train again. They just got... I like the horror movies to base just a little bit of reality. And when they start getting, Jason or whoever starts taking axes to the face and just brushes it off and stuff, that's when they start losing me. Now like Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger, to me that was a better situation because anything could go because it was all in your dreams. So that made the story more solid. But that's the reason that my all-time favorite scary movie is The Shining. Because it's all based, plus Jack Nicholson's performance in that was just stupid, ridiculously brilliant. But it was all about this guy losing his mind, and you don't even know as things are going on what's real and what he's imagining. And I like that kind of element to it. Joe Mama says, hey Curtis, what do you think about the Deadpool movies? I love them. And if you somehow haven't seen them yet, I think you really should. Also, since you like horror movies to have reality, you should watch two. Watch two? But I've seen both Deadpool movies. I love the Deadpool movies. Spaz Kid and I went to them as soon as they came out. We love Ryan Reynolds. We love that character. Samuel Hogg says, I played this game called Tales of Berseria, and it took me 4 to 5 months to complete. A lot of enemies, optional skits, and long cutscenes may make it a long drag, but it's phenomenal nonetheless. I've never heard of that one. Tales of Berseria. Huh. No, never heard of that one either. And I don't think Spaz Kids play that one either. I usually know what he's playing because whenever I come in, I'll always check it out because he finds good games a lot of times. So I'll just check out, see what he's playing. I don't think I've heard of that. I know. I thought about that. Lud says you actually still have 2 seasons of Castlevania. If you ever feel like coming back to it as a short series, it gets voted in. I know. I'm trying to figure out what's happening with us now. Well, you guys know you that are gooshers with us over there. We've got several series now that have new seasons. And what I do then is if we've already started watching something, I try and get it placed in because at the $1 level over there, I place the series in. And we're starting to get a backlog of them because I do want to start catching up on things. That's what we're going to be doing there as we finish. What do we have going at that level now? Monster. As we finish Monster, I got to start trying to catch up on things. The only one I've been put off a little bit on, and it's you guys' guidance. I don't know if I'll bother doing as reactions or not, is unfortunately One Punch Man season 2, because you guys have just been telling me that it just went meh, which really disappoints me because I loved the first season. I loved it. Oink says, if I was a vampire, I would only suck blood from hard dicks. Alien was a great movie, yeah. Agreed, Big Green. Alien was really good. Aliens was okay, but Alien was great. Nicholas says, very well, Curtis. Very well, Curtis. I'm going to go. Can you spare brother some sticky stuff? Ooh, there you go. A little bit for you, Nicholas. Yeah, One Punch Man season 1 was great. And everybody's been telling me that season 2 is just, Brax included, said it's just like, eh. You like it, Empire Jeff? Yeah, see, that's Jeff said he liked it, but you're one of the only people I've heard. Just like Jack says, I adored season 1 of Punch Man. Series 2 didn't even keep my interest. In fairness, that's what everybody's been telling me. Chrome says, the comedy and story in One Punch Man season 2 is good. The animation just took a hit. I'm just that really disappointed me. I was so looking forward to it. Alex says, Curtis, you like the band The Doors? Sure. Doors had a lot of great music. I used a few different entrance themes over my wrestling career. One of the ones I used to use regularly was People Are Strange by The Door. By the Doors. Cole Cold Cut says, don't know the name, but isn't there some weird game where you can play a mutant cat slash rat and beat the shit out of other mutants? I don't know. I don't know that one. Beautiful world, but lackluster gameplay. Or was it another fever dream? Somebody here might know Cold Cuts. That doesn't sound familiar to me, but it does sound like something that would exist. Dylan says, if you like the whole what's real and what's not thing from The Shining, you'd probably like The Lighthouse too. It's a horror movie that came out in 2019. I remember when it came out. I haven't seen it. I do remember that title though. Similar in execution, huh? Yeah, Shining. It just, that's one of the reasons I love it. There's that one scene, I've told you guys that before, with Nicholson, where you see the mom and son, Danny boy, running around in the maze, and they do the slow pullback, and you realize it's Jack Nicholson watching them in the maze, the diorama of the maze on the table, and it just takes in that crazy ass face he's got going with that little bit of drool dripping out, and it's like, holy fuck. This is one of my all-time favorite scenes in a movie, just because he tells you how far he's gone and how batshit crazy he is just from his expression. It's nuts. Yeah, the gang here told me, Josh. He says, hey, Curtis, did you hear about the new Dragon Ball Super movie coming out next year? Yeah, the gang in here told me about it. Oh, sure. I've seen Going Nowhere says, have you seen the Halloween movies, Michael Myers? Yeah, same thing as Jason for me. Started out pretty good. I liked the early ones. See, back then I saw them because that's before my wife and I were together, and I went to movies all the time. But they just lost my interest sometimes after the first one, always after the first two. Even one of my all-time favorite horror movies, just because it just hit the right chord with me, Child's Play. Chucky was always just a really creepy character to me, but they started to lose me after a while too. Chrome says, never seen The Shining, unfortunately. Missed a lot of Kubrick's except Clockwork Orange. Oh, I think Clockwork Orange is my favorite Kubrick movie, though. Chrome, you saw the best one. He's made some, like Eyes Wide Shut. Personally, I just thought that was dumb. That, to me, struck me as a movie they made to say, hey, look how creepy we can be. It didn't get, you didn't watch it and think, wow, this is creepy. You watched it and thought, wow, they are just major tryhards here. And they're trying way too fucking hard. Chrome says, well, we've only got 5 weeks of Monster left. Plus, we'll have the One Piece slot open around the end of the year. And, hey, only 2 sort of stinkers with Promise Neverland, and One Punch Man isn't bad. Yeah, that's sad about Promise Neverland, too. And again, Spaz Kid was right with you guys on that. Spaz Kid was actually angry when he watched season 2. He was like, fuck this. Kurt says, I'm drunk, and how you doing? We're doing good, pal. Oh, American Werewolf in London was great, Philip. That, even though obviously the technology was nowhere near back then what it is now, the transition in that movie is still one of my all-time favorites. What does he say when he's transitioning? He apologizes for calling him meat or something. I'm sorry I called you raw meat or something like that. But the transition scene is grisly. I like that one a lot. Birdemic is the best horror movie. Fight me. I don't know that one, BTG. Birdemic. It's some sort of epidemic based around birds, I would guess. Kurt says, I feel like a real life Luffy at the moment. Spazdev says, I'm a huge horror movie fan, yet I haven't seen an American Werewolf in London. I'm going to try and watch it in October. Yeah, Spazdev, couldn't recommend it more. And again, even though I'm an old fart, I tend to gravitate much more to more modern movies. There's just more of them that I really like. But that one stands the test of time. You'll enjoy that. That's a great classic horror movie, American Werewolf in London. Can't recommend that one enough. Birdemic is that cheesy one, is it? I don't know. I'd never heard of that one, Chrome. Oh, yeah. Slough says an epidemic of killer birds. I've never seen that one. I've seen The Birds, of course, but I haven't seen that one. Sloth says I think they had a budget of $10. Jeff says, what did Mario say to Princess Peach? What doesn't kill you makes you smaller. That's pretty good. Hi, Zeno. I'm glad you got in while you could, pal. Josh Berry says, hey, Curtis, what's your opinion on kayfabe and the curtain call in May of 1996? Current kayfabe, I think it's kind of silly. The business, I think it's just as respectful nowadays. And a lot of guys in the business don't agree with me, but it's just as respectful now to look at wrestling for what it is and to talk with fans about storylines and writing and things like that. I think that makes it all more enjoyable. Back at that incident, though, that was not the case. And the guys all coming out to say goodbye to each other. It was kind of cool, but if it were my operation, if I was Vince, I'd have been pissed. Because kayfabe was a big thing back then. A lot of people, you were selling tickets to people based on kayfabe. Now, typically you're not. The vast majority of people are in on everything. And Mr. Higginbottom says, what's your opinion on the Montreal Screwjob on May 7th? It's an unpopular opinion. I think both Bret and Vince handled it poorly. Bret, because they gave Bret every opportunity, and I remember distinctly his push, his pop was drying up. It just was. And they needed to make a change. Did they have to do it in Canada? I mean, to me, I was going to say I'm old school in the business, but Bret Hart, you can't get more old school than that. His dad was Stu Hart. To me, it's like it's always supposed to be about what's best for the business. And if it's time to drop the belt, it's time to drop the belt. It's like Bruno. Bruno was the king of Madison Square Garden. I believe he still holds the record for Madison Square Garden sellouts as a headliner. And that's where he chose to drop the belt to Koloff after 8 years, almost 8 years of holding it. I talked to him about it the one time I got to meet him, and there were so many people crying in the seats. He questioned whether he'd done the right thing, but that's the business. He could have gone, Bruno, with all the respect they had, he could have dropped the title at any little Hicktown house show they used to do. And then people would have just heard about it later, but he wanted, to tell the story. You got to do it the right way. You got to do it in front of the big crowds. Nowadays, that would be a pay-per-view. Back then, it was Madison Square Garden. So I think Bret was wrong for not being willing to drop the strap. Captain Kirk says, it's been a while since I watched your videos, so when I saw you streaming, I dropped in and see what's up. Well, I'm glad you popped in. Wick says there's a video on YouTube where a bunch of people edited Charlie and the Chocolate Factory into a horror movie and created a bunch of gory death scenes for all the kids. That's pretty good, because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is creepy overall anyway, in its whole appearance and demeanor. So that's kind of cool. I hadn't seen that. Spazdev says, wasn't huge on the Birds. Think it's Hitchcock's weakest movie. Rear Window, Psycho, and North by Northwest are all way better. I wouldn't necessarily disagree, but that's a case of, and I know you guys go through the same things. When I was a kid, that scared the shit out of me. That's why the Birds resonates with me. Not because, if you look at them just strictly from the production, you're correct. I would agree with you. But for me personally, I love the Birds because of how bad it scared me when I was a little kid. Excuse me. BTG says, gotta go. Things to eat, people to do. Wait. It's okay, BTG. I'm just about to wrap it up. Thank you for being in while you could, pal. And thank you again for sponsoring HDD earlier. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow we'll be doing an early stream. It's the last G100 of the month, and we'll be playing more Minecraft on BTG server. That's fun. Downlord becomes king? No, damn. Yeah, BTG got in right before it. Poor Downlord. That happens to Downlord a lot. He'll come in and he'll just try and snipe to become stream boss. And what happens is, if for whatever reason, I guess the system can't keep up at Streamlabs, if you come in right behind, if your super chat comes in right behind somebody else's, it only recognizes the first one. Or in this case, because you have a little delay, Downlord came in because somebody else was almost knocked out as Stream Boss, but right as he posted his, BTG had just randomly posted his right before, and it just seems like it always happens to Downlord. Whenever he tries to take Stream Boss, somebody lucks out and comes in right in front of him. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me, before we end it all, let me look at Lix's link. Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta fix that. Fix the link. Fix the link. Link?
Charlie and the Chocolate.
We made Willy Wonka R-rated. Oh, okay. Let me bookmark it. Who did this? Corridor Crew. Let's see. Yeah, let me bookmark it right here. That's pretty cool. Okay, got it. Thanks, Lix. Rosa, this is by Curtis. I didn't get notified, so I missed pretty much the entire stream. We understand, Rosa. We understand. That's all I can say anymore without saying a whole bunch of bad words. But guys, yeah, thanks for the stream. As always, it's always such a happy time on Free for All Friday. I gotta get going just because now I haven't heard from CarMax from the car company where we're getting the van, so I have to call them again and see what exactly is going on. But guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the laughs. Thanks for all the fun. Now we've been doing and will be doing a lot of these Curtis in 2024 streams. And as you guys know, sticky stuff doesn't get dispersed during them. So because of that, this sticky stuff has been brewing. And I'm telling you, well brewed and aged sticky stuff is some of the best quality sticky stuff. Now, I mean, come on. Even if it's low quality sticky stuff, even if it's low quality Monday blues, rainy day sticky stuff, it's still superior to anything else we're going to experience. But yes, exactly, Zeno. Bye, pal. But given that, when you have a curve that starts that high, oh, this Free for All Friday sticky stuff that's been brewing, oh, it's gonna, you guys are gonna like this, and so am I. It's going to be quite the release. Sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. It's Free for All Friday sticky stuff for everyone because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and it's always the primo quality. Goose, 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 goose. Goose.